Storks are large, long-legged, long-necked wading birds with long, stout bills. They belong to the family Ciconiidae. They are the only family in the order Ciconiiformes, which was once much larger and held a number of families. Storks dwell in many regions and tend to live in drier habitats than the closely related herons, spoonbills and ibises. They also lack the powder down that those groups use to clean off fish slime. Storks have no syrinx and are mute, giving no call. Bill-clattering is an important mode of communication at the nest. Many species are migratory. Most storks eat frogs, fish, insects, earthworms, small birds and small mammals. There are 19 living species of storks and 6 genera. Various terms are used to refer to groups of storks, two frequently used ones being a muster of storks and a phalanx of storks. Storks tend to use soaring, gliding flight, which conserves energy. Soaring requires thermal air currents. Ottomar Ancher 1/4 TZ's famous 1884 album of photographs of storks inspired the design of Otto Lilienthal's experimental gliders of the late 19th century. Storks are heavy, with wide wingspans. The Marabou stork, with a wingspan of 3.2 meters and weight up to 8 kg, joins the Andean condor in having the widest wingspan of all living land birds. Their nests are often very large and may be used for many years. Some nests have been known to grow to over 2 meters in diameter and about 3 meters in depth. Storks were once thought to be monogamous, but this is only partially true. They may change mates after migrations, and may migrate without a mate. They tend to be attached to nests as much as partners. Stork size, serial monogamy, and faithfulness to an established nesting site contribute to their prominence in mythology and culture. Etymology: the modern English word can be traced back to Proto-Germanic Storkers. Nearly every Germanic language has a descendant of this proto-language word to indicate the stork. Related names also occur in some Slavic languages, originating as Germanic loanwords. According to the new Shorter Oxford English Dictionary, the Germanic roots is probably related to the modern English stark, in reference to the stiff or rigid posture of a European species, the white stork. A non-Germanic word linked to it may be Greek torgos. In some West Germanic languages cognate words of a different etymology exist. They originate from udder pharaoh, udder being related to water meaning something like swamp or moist area and pharaoh being related to fair. So udder pharaoh is something like he who walks in the swamp. In later times this name got renalized as angstrom dabra, angstrom da fortune, wealth plus bora bearer meaning he who brings wealth, adding to the myth of storks as maintainers of welfare and bringers of children. In Estonian, stork is tunekerg, which is derived from tunela plus kerg. It may seem not to make sense to associate the now common white stork with death, but at the time storks were named, the now rare black stork was probably the more common species. Biogeography: the centers of stork diversity are in tropical Asia and sub-Saharan Africa, with 8 and 6 breeding species respectively. Just 3 species are present in the New World, wood stork, maguari stork and jabiru, which is the largest flying bird of the Americas. 2 species, white and black stork, reach Europe and western temperate Asia, while 1 species, oriental stork, reaches temperate areas of eastern Asia, as 1 species, black-necked stork, is found in Australasia. Systematics: following the development of research techniques in molecular biology in the late 20th century, in particular methods for studying DNA hybridization, a great deal of new information has surfaced, much of it suggesting that many birds, although looking very different from one another, are in fact more closely related than was previously thought. Accordingly, the radical and influential Sibley-Ahlquist taxonomy greatly enlarged the Ciconiiformes, adding many more families, including most of those usually regarded as belonging to the Spheniciformes, Gaviiformes, Pedicipediformes, Procellariiformes, Charadiiformes, Pelcaniformes, and the Falconiformes. The flamingo family, Phoenicopteridae, is related, and is sometimes classed as part of the Ciconiiformes. However, morphological evidence suggests that the traditional Ciconiiformes should be split between 2 lineages, rather than expanded, although some non-traditional Ciconiiformes may be included in these two lineages. The exact taxonomic placement of New World vultures remains unclear. Though both are similar in appearance and have similar ecological roles, the New World and Old World vultures evolved from different ancestors in different parts of the world and are not closely related. Just how different the two families are is currently under debate, with some earlier authorities suggesting that the New World vultures belong in Ciconiiformes. More recent authorities maintain their overall position in the order Falconiformes along with the Old World vultures or place them in their own order, Ciconiiformes. The South American Classification Committee has removed the New World vultures from Ciconiiformes and instead placed them in Incerticetus, but notes that a move to Falconiformes or Ciconiiformes is possible. Some official bodies have adopted the proposed Sibley-Ahlquist taxonomy almost entirely. However, a more common approach worldwide has been to retain the traditional groupings, and modify rather than replace them in the light of new evidence as it comes to hand. The family listing here follows this more conservative practice. Bird taxonomy has been in a state of flux for some years, and it is reasonable to expect that the large differences between different classification schemes will continue gradually to resolve themselves as more evidence becomes available. A DNA study found that the families Ardiidae, Balaeonisopitidae, Scopidae and the Ciconiiformes belong to the Pelcaniformes. This would make Ciconiidae the only group. Storks were distinct and possibly widespread by the Oligocene. Like most families of aquatic birds, storks seem to have arisen in the Paleogene, maybe 50 million years ago. For the fossil record of living genera, documented since the Middle Miocene at least in some cases, see the genus articles. Though some storks are highly threatened, no species or subspecies are known to have gone extinct in historic times. A Ciconia bone found in a rock shelter on the island of Ra Copyright Union was probably of a bird taken there as food by early settlers. No known account mentions the presence of storks on the Mascarene Islands. Extant storks, genus Muteria, milky stork, Muteria cinerea, yellow-billed stork, Muteria ibis, painted stork, Muteria leucosvala, wood stork, Muteria americana. Genus Anastomus, Asian openbill, Anastomus occitans, African openbill, Anastomus lameligerus. Genus Ciconia, abdomes stork, Ciconia abdimia, woolly-necked stork, Ciconia episcopus, storm stork, Ciconia stormi, maguari stork, Ciconia maguari, oriental stork, Ciconia boyciana, white stork, Ciconia, black stork, Ciconia nigra. Genus Ephippia black-necked stork, Ephippia asiaticus, saddle-billed stork, Ephippia seneglensis. Genus Jabiru, Jabiru Muteria. Genus Leptoptelos, lesser adjutant, Leptoptelos javanicus, greater adjutant, Leptoptelos dubius, Maraba stork, Leptoptelos cruminiferus. Fossil storks, genus Paleoephippia genus Gralibus may be same as Prociconia, Ciconiidae gen asp. Indit. Ciconiidae gen asp. Indit. Genus Prociconia may belong to modern genus Jabiru or Ciconia, genus Pelagistian, Ciconiidae gen asp. Indit. Formerly Aculavus cygnus bilinicus, cf. Leptoptelos gen asp. Indit. Formerly Elsiwillicensis, Ciconiidae gen asp. Indit. The fossil generally Ciconia and Ciconiipsis are often tentatively placed with this family. A Ciconiiform fossil fragment from the Turo Passo Formation found at Arroyo Turo Passo might be of the living wood stork M. americana. It is at most of late Pleistocene age, a few 10,000s of years. Footnotes. References. Further reading. External links, Scott MacDonald, The Stork Emblematic Uses, Storks Image Documentation, Stork Videos on the Internet Bird Collection, White to Stork Photos Image Documentation, Sister Project Links, Media related to Ciconiidae at Wikimedia Commons, Data related to Ciconiidae at Wikispecies, a stork. Encyclopædia Britannica 1911a, a stork. Collier's New Encyclopedia 1921a.